If you live with diabetes and you've ever wondered whether oat bran has a place in your routine, you're in the right spot. I hear this question all the time. Some people are afraid that any oat product will spike their glucose. Others pour half a cup into a bowl, add honey, granola, chocolate powder, and then blame the oats when numbers climb. The truth sits in the middle. With the right amount, the right pairings, and the right timing, oat bran can work for many people with diabetes. I'm Eddie Rodriguez, pharmacist and biochemist, and I've lived with type 1 diabetes for more than 24 years. Here on EDU Diabetes in English, my mission is to make your decisions simple and safe. Today, I'm going to walk you through what oat bran actually is, how it differs from other oat products, what the numbers look like, how to build a bowl that behaves, and how to avoid the mistakes that push your glucose in the wrong direction. Let's start with the product on the label. Oat bran is not oat flour, and it's not rolled oats. It's the outer layer of the oat grain, naturally rich in fiber, especially a type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Oat flour is the whole grain ground very fine, which tends to digest faster. Rolled oats are the flattened flakes you see in classic oatmeal, with a texture that sits somewhere in the middle. Oat bran feels lighter in the bowl, but heavier in fiber, and that matters when you care about glucose control. Now the numbers. I like to anchor serving sizes to something you can measure in your kitchen. 1 level tablespoon of oat bran weighs about 10 grams. That tablespoon gives you around 34 calories, about 4.2 grams of carbohydrate, roughly 1.8 grams of protein, about 1.1 grams of fat, and close to 1.5 grams of dietary fiber. Keep that in your head. It's a helpful reference. When you scale to 3 tablespoons, which is a very common portion, you're at 30 grams and around 12 to 13 grams of total carbs, with a meaningful boost of fiber. So can someone with diabetes eat oat bran? Yes! The key is moderation and composition. 30 grams per day works well for many people, especially when you build the meal with protein and avoid layering extra sugars. 3 tablespoons cooked with water or unsweetened milk, finished with cinnamon and a few pieces of strawberry, is a very different bowl than the same base drowned in honey, granola clusters, and chocolate drink mix. The first version lands softly. The second version turns a smart base into a sugar bomb. Let's talk about why the fiber matters. Soluble fiber thickens when it meets liquid. That gentle gel slows stomach emptying, slows the absorption of glucose, and helps you feel satisfied longer. That's why a modest oat bran portion can be a helpful tool when you're aiming for stability. It's not magic. It's physiology. You give the meal structure so your tissues have time to handle the glucose without a surge in insulin. Portion still matters. If you decide that oat bran is healthy and dump 10 tablespoons into a bowl, the total carbohydrate load will climb too high. The gut will feel heavy. The curve on your meter will reflect that. More is not better. Better is better. Pick your portion before you start cooking. 3 tablespoons is a clear, repeatable plan. If you're very sensitive in the morning, you might start with 2 tablespoons and see how your numbers respond. Build confidence with data, not with wishes. I want the bowl to work as a whole. That means protein shows up every single time. Unsweetened Greek yogurt is an easy anchor if you enjoy it. 2 eggs on the side can anchor a savory morning and let the bran be a small finishing porridge. A scoop of cottage cheese can do the job as well. If you prefer dairy-free, pair the bran with a portion of eggs or a small piece of fish at brunch. The idea is simple. Protein first, then the bran, then fruit if you're adding it. The order matters. Your digestion slows. The glucose rise is smaller. You feel fuller with fewer calories. Hydration is not optional when you increase fiber. If you add oat bran and forget water, your gut will complain. Drink a glass of water with the meal and sip through the morning. This helps the fiber do its job and reduces the urge to snack. Many people blame the food when the real issue is dehydration plus hurry. What about flavor? Cinnamon is your best friend here. A dusting adds warmth without sugar. A few slices of strawberry add brightness with a small carb cost. A sprinkle of chia or ground flax can increase fiber and nudge the texture toward creamy. If you love vanilla, a drop of extract can make the bowl feel like dessert without adding sugar. Keep the add-ons simple. The goal is steady glucose, not a candy bar in disguise. I know you'll ask about sweeteners. If you truly need a touch of sweetness during the transition, a few drops of stevia or monk fruit can help. Use a light hand. As your taste buds reset, you'll likely prefer the natural flavor and leave the sweetener behind. Avoid honey and syrups during this phase. They're simple sugars. They will move your numbers the wrong way. Let's clear a common confusion. Oat bran usually has a lower impact per spoon than oat flour because it's richer in protein and fiber and less processed into fine powder. That doesn't make it a free food. It makes it a smarter choice within a balanced plan. If you stack bran on top of granola, bananas, raisins, and sweetened milk, you've recreated breakfast cereal with extra steps. If you match bran with protein, water, and a small portion of berries, you've built a bowl that works with your goals. Timing matters, especially after 40. If you notice that carbs at night linger higher and disturb your sleep, move your bran to the first meal or to the early afternoon. Many people do best with a protein-forward breakfast and a small, structured bran portion as a finisher. If your day starts late, consider a brunch window where protein leads and bran follows. Close the kitchen earlier and watch how your morning number responds. I also want you to use your meter or your CGM like a coach. Take a pre-meal reading. Eat your usual bran bowl. Check at 1 hour and at 2 hours. See the curve. Next day, repeat with the protein-first approach and the same bran portion. Compare the two curves. The difference teaches you more than any internet argument. If your rise is still steeper than you like, trim the portion or move the bowl earlier in the day. Small changes, repeated, create stability. There are a few cases where you should be cautious. If you have celiac disease or a strong gluten sensitivity, choose certified gluten-free oat bran to reduce the risk of cross-contact during processing. If you have a history of digestive issues and you increase fiber rapidly, expect some gas or bloating at first. Build up over a week and keep water close. If you use medications that slow stomach emptying, speak with your healthcare team about how to time fiber so meals still move comfortably. I'll give you a simple routine you can copy tomorrow. Decide on 3 tablespoons of oat bran. Cook it with water until it thickens. Stir in cinnamon. Place a portion of unsweetened Greek yogurt in a bowl. Spoon the bran over the top. Add 3 or 4 strawberry pieces. Drink a glass of water. Sit down, breathe, and eat slowly. If you prefer savory, scramble 2 eggs with spinach. Eat them first, and finish with a small cup of warm bran with cinnamon. Same portion. Same water. Same calm. If you're tempted to mix oat bran with granola, sweetened yogurt, honey, and chocolate powder, stop and think about why you're eating this meal. You want steady energy, clear focus, and a gentle glucose curve. You don't need a sugar parade to feel satisfied. You need a meal that respects your pancreas and teaches your tissues to respond better. I want to hear from you. Do you already use oat bran? How much do you take? What happens on your meter when you pair it with protein versus when you eat it alone? Tell me in the comments if you plan to try the 3 tablespoon plan and what time of day you'll place it. Share your before and after if you feel comfortable. Your experience helps someone else who's reading right now. If this was useful, give this video a like, share it with a friend who's trying to make breakfast work, and subscribe to EDU Diabetes in English. Rate this video from 0 to 10 in the comments and tell me which food you want me to evaluate next. I read almost every comment and I build new episodes from your suggestions. Keep taking care of yourself with calm, with clarity, and with meals that cooperate with your goals. I'm Eddie Rodriguez, and I'll see you in the next one.